Have you ever looked at a box of old high school photos, a gift from an ex, or a sweater you haven't worn in 5 years, and felt absolutely nothing? While most people describe their sentimental items as treasures or parts of their soul, you see them as something else entirely: physical weight. If you're the type of person who can move across the country with just 2 suitcases, or clear out a closet in 20 minutes without a second thought, people might have called you cold or even robotic. But today, we're going to look at the hidden psychology behind that behavior. Because the truth is, this isn't a lack of emotion. It's actually a specific psychological evolution that makes you uniquely built for the future. Welcome back. Here at this channel, we explore the hidden psychology behind your everyday habits that society often labels as weird. If you've always felt like a bit of an outsider because you don't cling to the past like everyone else, you're in the right place. Today, we are breaking down the 5 rare traits of the Sentimental Reset mindset. You'll see why your ability to let go isn't a flaw. It's a rare psychological gift that keeps you one step ahead of the crowd. First, we have to address the elephant in the room: the coldness myth. Most people confuse detachment with a lack of feeling, but in psychology, being able to throw things away without regret actually suggests you have a high level of internal validation. While others use physical objects as anchors to remember who they were or who loved them, you don't need a trophy or a ticket stub to know your own worth. You carry your memories and your identity inside your mind, not in a cardboard box in the attic. This means you are much harder to manipulate because your sense of self isn't tied to things that can be lost or taken away. The second trait you possess is what we call cognitive agility. Think of your brain like a computer. Most people have hundreds of background programs running. These are the emotional attachments to old projects, old clothes, and old versions of themselves. By clearing your physical space, you are essentially clearing your RAM. You have a unique ability to reset your environment to match your current goals. This is a trait often found in polymaths, or people with M-shaped mindsets, who need to pivot quickly between different interests and careers. Your lack of clutter allows you to focus 100% on the now without the ghosts of your past distracting you. Number 3 is perhaps your biggest advantage. You have a future-oriented brain. Psychology tells us that most people live in a state of nostalgia looping. They keep things because they are afraid. The best parts of their life are already behind them. But what if I told you that the very architecture of elation, yet subconsciously signaling to yourself that your best days are still ahead? You aren't worried about losing the past because you are too busy preparing for the next version of your life. This makes you incredibly resilient in times of change. While others are grieving the way things used to be, you've already packed your bags and moved on to the next opportunity. The fourth trait is a rare immunity to the sunk cost fallacy. This is the psychological trap where people stay in bad jobs, bad relationships, or keep useless items just because they've already invested time or money into them. If you can toss a $200 jacket because it no longer fits your style, you likely apply that same logic to your life choices. You don't stay in a situation that isn't working just because of how long you've been there. This rare autonomy makes you a threat to traditional societal norms because you cannot be controlled by guilt or the fear of wasting the past. You only care about what provides value to your life right now. Finally, this mindset often develops in people who are the black sheep or who had to raise themselves early on. If you grew up in an environment where you had to be independent or where things were constantly changing, you learned early that stuff doesn't provide security. Only you do. This rare strength means you have a high level of survival intelligence. You've realized that the only thing you truly own is your perspective and your ability to adapt. An empty room doesn't feel lonely to you. It feels like a blank canvas. It feels like freedom. So, if you've been told you're unsentimental or detached, take it as a compliment. It means you have the mental agility to live in the present and the courage to face the future without crutches. You aren't losing your past, you're just refusing to let it weigh you down. If this video felt like it was talking directly to you, let me know in the comments. Do you have one item you could never throw away? Or is your space a total sentimental reset zone? I'd love to hear your story. And if you want to understand more about the rare psychology behind your weird habits, Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're building a community for the deep thinkers, the outsiders, and the people who are built differently. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.